Hi guys, and welcome back to day 3 of FrightFest. This is the media wall, this is mayhem, and that is mental.
So how did you get attached to the film?
This is actually the first film I've done where I didn't instigate it. The production company called me towards the end of 2013 and literally just sort of pitched it down the phone, and I loved the idea instantly. After I'd done, because my last 2 pitches had notionally been zombie films, and I'd kind of sworn off ever doing that ever again. But there was something about the idea that resonated and worked for me, and I thought it kind of, it did that thing that great Romero movies and the type would do in the 70s, where it did that traditional thing that all genres should do, of like holding a mirror to the world.
Yeah.
Sense. But what I loved was this setup that I think in most contemporary zombie stories at the moment, they seem to be like a kind of a version of Lord of the Flies. Effectively, it's like what humanity becomes when we take the rules away.
Working with kids, is it hard or?
We had a lot of really good help from the Pauline Quirk Academy, and kids are genuinely creepy, I think, on camera, especially in horror films. But not many people do it because I think they're hard to work with. But we had a really lot of help from the Pauline Quirk Academy, and we're doing the debut of Jessica Arterton, who's Gemma Arterton's cousin. So we're going to try and launch her because she's so amazing. And we got Jack Brett Anderson from Wolfblood from the BBC. So we got like a lot of teen stars and upcoming teen stars in it.
So where did the idea, the idea of the film come from?
Many years ago, when you start off as a filmmaker and you're always trying to think of what's the next thing you can do, and you're always trying to think of what's the next thing you can get going yourself, because you're always waiting for other people to cast their grand yay or nay on your projects, when you're trying to do things properly. So whilst you're doing that, you're always thinking of these tiny little ideas that you think, you know what, with the right people, we could just get this done ourselves, and forget all that.
Without giving too much away.
Yeah, without giving too much away.
Without giving too much away, give us a little bit of an insight as to what the film is about.
Well, The Unkindness of Ravens is exploring the very serious issue of post-traumatic stress disorder and how it affects military veterans and civilians affected by war. The story follows a man who has developed a phobia of ravens after witnessing them eating the remains of his comrades that have been killed in battle. And it follows his life as he tries to kind of return to civilian life in his struggles with mental health. And then the film gets a little wilder and freakier.
This your first feature?
It is, yeah. I was in uni doing a master's in film, but I was also working freelance as a camera operator.
Oh, okay.
And essentially, I figured the money I was spending on my master's, I could actually invest in film and get the hands-on training that way.
Oh, yeah.
And I did it.
What is the film about?
No spoiler, okay. No, it's a remake from the Herschel Gordon Lewis classic from 1963, and it's pretty gory. I think that's the way to say, and
On a scale of 1 to 10, how gory?
really gory.
Would you like to give us a burst of any of the songs from the animated musical?
I fondly recall my research in Zurich when Dr. Hans Gruber and I would sit with our cups of steaming hot cocoa and read as the hours flew by.
We received a new
We received a new
manuscript one day.
thank
This is
you,
his
God.
part.
It's been literally years since I've sung this. You put me on the spot, Paul. We received a new
Like a month
manuscript
ago.
one day from a Dr. Hill from the USA. Fuck. God damn it. Sing your part. I can't remember it.
I'll give you another. What sort of ghastly error makes Halsey cry in terror? His resting heartbeat is irregular, to say the least. Why are his movements spastic? It's all the more fantastic, because we both know he is absolutely quite deceased.
Essentially, it's about a retired couple, American couple, who moved to the south of France to retire and just enjoy a peaceful life. And they are targeted by a gang of street kids who are essentially pretty cruel, pretty mean, and it's about a clash of generations and the violent consequences of what happens when a peaceful person is pushed too far.
Look, where I was coming from for the movie, I mean, when I was looking at it, I was looking at films like from the 60s and 70s, like the Mephisto Waltz, those sort of like exploitation movies. And I'm just wondering if that was in your mind, or you were actually looking at completely from the Hollywood glamour of that time.
Well, the thing is, I've never seen the Mephisto Waltz, and actually I've never seen a lot of the movies that people are saying that this is a slavish imitation of. So, but I think that whoever made the Mephisto Waltz, or Mario Bava or some of those directors, they were looking at the same films I'm looking at that were the Technicolor films of the 50s and 60s, and they were studying those in order to get their look. So it's more like those films were inspired by the same films that inspired me.
You murdered him, didn't you, Mr. West?
Well, I brought him back to life, so it doesn't count.
Try telling that to a jury.